Okay, hi everyone, my name's Jessie. I'm from Evelina, London, Children and Young People's Community Speech and Language team. And today we're going to be thinking about, we're going to be looking at word learning, and I'm going to be sharing a top tip for the week. Today's session is focused at kind of Key Stage 2 children, and the activity is going to be around making word webs. So I'm going to be using a whiteboard, but all you really need at home is just some paper and pen. So if you get a couple of sheets of paper and a pen, you can join in. And so like with previous school talk lives and chatter times, the first section is going to be focused mainly at the adults, and then we're going to start the session for the children, and at the end we'll do a recap. So this first bit's just for the adults. Yeah, and I'm going to be using a visual timetable today, like in previous school talk lives. So I'm just using a piece of paper, but I know there have previously been some really good examples of really nice visual timetables. So always go back and look and see if there's some good ideas that you want to use. Yeah, and please comment in the comments box, and I'll try and say hello to everybody. And I will also, if you write your questions in there, I can go back at the end and have a look. And we're going to try and make the sessions interactive as possible. So it'd be great if you could comment along with me. Yeah, so the top tip of this week is word learning. It's all about word learning, and it's word webs. So this is a really good way of learning words, because we want to develop children's vocabularies. And so we want them to be able to understand and use lots of words. And a big vocabulary is really important for children to be able to express themselves clearly, and then also with reading and writing. So when we learn new words, we need to know lots of information about them so they store in our brains. So we need to know information about the meaning, the word meaning. We also need to know if the word has 2 or more meanings. We need to know what type of word it is, whether it's a noun or a verb or an adjective, so describing word, because then we're able to use it correctly in a sentence. And on top of that, we also need to know all about the sounds, so we're able to say it correctly and also spell it. So for reading and writing, so spell it and read it. So all this information needs to be stored in our brains. And so when we're trying to learn new words, we need to make links with all these bits of information in our brains. So our top tip of the week is word maps or word webs, because this is a great way of showing children visually all the information that we know about the word, and kind of it's a really good strategy that they can use to help remember words. So we're going to give it a go. So, and then after the word maps or word webs, we are going to play a game called Can You Find? So this is just a quick game to get them up and moving, and it's a really nice game to think about word categories. So that's the plan for the session. So if everybody is here, well, if everybody who wants to join is here, we're going to get started. So if you want to bring your children back or to the screen, and we're going to start the session. And remember, if you can get your pencils or pens and paper to join the session. So, right, shall we get started? So here is our visual timetable. So we're going to say hello. Then we're going to do word webs. So we're going to do 2 word webs. And then we're going to do a Can You Find game, and then we're going to say goodbye. And so with the 2 word webs, we're going to do the first one, which is a slightly easier word to get us practicing a word web, and then the second word is going to be a bit harder. So let's do the first one. So we're going to say hello. So I'm just going to say hello to everybody. My name is Jessie, and I'm looking forward to doing lots of really fun activities for you. And if you want to write your name in the box, I can say hello to you too. Okay. Right. Can't see any comments at the moment, but maybe it's just taking a while to load. So if they come through and I see them, I'll then say hello. Okay, so our hello is done. So now we're going to do our word webs. So I'm going to get my whiteboard and my pen. And the first word is, we are going to do a word web around the word car. So I've got my car. So we're going to try and think about all the information that we know about the word car for our first word web. Okay. So I'm going to write car in the middle of my board. Car. I'm going to put a little circle around it. So we're going to think about everything that we know about the word car. So what is it? What is a car? I think a car is a motor vehicle. A motor vehicle. So that's what a car is. Okay. So what category does car belong to? So categories might be food, animals, clothing, transport. So if I'm thinking about the category that a car is under, I'm going to say a car belongs to the category transport. So a car is a motor vehicle and it's under the category of transport. Now, where do you find cars? Where would we find cars? What do you think? And have a go at writing. Oh, I can see Susie's written transport. Well done. Oh, and lots of people are joining. I'll say hello to you in a second. So, so transport. And so where do we find cars? I think I'm going to write here. We find them on the road. Road. Yeah, well done. And maybe in a garage. And maybe in a car park. So those are places that we find cars. Okay, what do cars look like? So maybe let me get my car back. So what does a car look like? So we know they usually have 4 wheels. So 4 wheels. 4 wheels. They usually have a steering wheel. And this one is red. So I'm going to put red. Ooh, red. Okay. And you could also draw a little picture of a car if you wanted to, if that would help you remember it. Oh, parking lots. Well done. Sorry, there's lots of comments now. Oh, motorways. That's a good idea. Okay. So now let's think about the sounds in the word car. What do we know? How do we know how to say it and how to spell it? So what does it start with? What's the first sound in the word car? The first sound, so the sound at the beginning of the word car. It is a car. K. So k. Now let's think about how many syllables in the word car. So syllables are the beats in a word. So I'm just going to put my board down to show you the beats. So car, car, car. I think car has 1 beat. Car. Should we practice? You can practice doing the beats to get used to them on longer words. So for example, my name's Jessie. So if I was practicing the beats in Jessie, or the syllables in my name, I would say Jessie, Jessie. So that's 2 beats. So my name's got 2 syllables in, but car, 1 beat. So why don't you have a practice with your name and see how many beats you get? Well, I write that we've got 1 beat in the word car. Okay, and then if we're thinking again about sounds in the word, let's try and think of a rhyming word. So what rhyming word is with, what rhymes with the word car? Can anybody think? Car. Car, tar. I'm going to write tar. So my rhyming word is tar. Car, tar. And the last thing we're going to do is use the word car in a sentence. So can we think of how to put the word car in a sentence? So I'm going to have a go, and I want you guys to write a sentence, and if you can share it, that would be great. Let me just come down on the comments and see. Oh yeah, lots. Oh, far. Yeah, and you've known that it's a C at the beginning, so well done. So let's have a go at practicing a sentence. So I'm going to write one here. Okay, are we ready to share our sentences? So I've got, I drive a red car. Let me put a dot on my I. I drive a red car. That is my sentence. So I know that I can use that word in a sentence, and I also know all this information just about that one word. And I can see that you guys have also put some more information. So you said, oh, in cars they also have windows, so that's really good. Yeah. So that's my word web all around the word car. So I hope that you've managed to do that at home. I'm going to wipe mine off so we can do the next word. So can you see all that information you've got stored about that one word? Okay, now we're going to try with a slightly harder word. So when I was reading a book about a car, I came across the word engine. Now, engine, so I was reading a book and I came across a word about engine, and I thought that's a slightly harder word to know lots of information about and to use in a sentence. So I thought it would be a really good idea if we did a word web about the word engine to practice our word web. So again, I'm going to write the word engine in the middle of my page on my board. And I'm just going to go on here. Sorry, 1 second. Have I come up? Sorry, it just looks like it's frozen for 1 second. I'll be 1 second. Okay. All right, I've got it. Okay. Right, I think we're ready to go. So I've written the word engine on my board. Okay. So now we're going to ask similar questions to think about everything we know for engine. Right, so what does it mean? What is an engine? Now this can be quite a hard one to answer. So if you ever get stuck trying to think of what a word means, I would say try and just Google it. So if you Google the definition, it usually gives you a really nice definition, or you can use a dictionary. So when I looked up on Google what engine means, just to give me a really clear definition, it said that it was a machine that makes something move. So a machine that makes something move. So that's what an engine is. So a machine that makes something move. Okay, so what does it look like? What does a machine look like? Now, again, you might want to look at pictures online, but I know that a machine, especially in a car, is usually made of metal. So I'm going to say it's metal. And depending on what they need to move, depends on how big they are. So if you think of a car, it's in the bonnet of a car, and they're usually really big because they've got to make the whole car move. So I'm going to put that they're big. So we've got metal and they're big. And where do we find them? So where do we find cars? I'm just going to move the comment box down to see. Hello. Yeah, the car is red. So where do we find an engine? So we find engines. We know that we find them in cars. Can anybody think of anywhere else, or what else has an engine? Let's have a think. So I'm going to have a think on my board. So what else has an engine? I'm going to say a train. Oh, and we've got an aeroplane. That's really good. Thank you, Susie. So a train, an aeroplane, motorbikes. They all need engines to move. And they're actually all types of transport as well, these ones. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Buses, train. Oh yeah, bus. Well done. Well done for getting bus. Okay. So that's lots of information about engines. So should we think about the sounds? Should we think about the sounds in engines? So what is the first sound in the word engine? What's the beginning sound in the word engine? Engine. So our first sound is like an N sound, N. And this is really good if you've looked up the word to really work on your spelling. So N. So that actually starts with an E-N, N. And how many syllables does the word engine have? How many beats? Should we have a go? So I put my board down so I can clap. So engine, engine. That's 2 syllables, 2 beats. So engine. We've got 2. Okay. And to help you remember what an engine might look like, you might want to draw a picture as well. Now, when I looked it up online, they were very complicated to draw. But if you were really good at drawing, you might want to have a go at drawing some kind of engine. Okay, just to help you really remember what it looks like so you can visualize it in your head. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is practice writing the word engine in a sentence. So I'm going to write my sentence here. Why don't you guys have a go at writing a sentence with the word engine in it? Okay, so I'm going to write mine here. Okay, are we ready to share our sentences? So, my sentence is, the car's engine has broken, so I took it to the garage. Let's do a full stop. So the car's engine has broken, so I took it to the garage. So that's my sentence. So this is a word web for the word engine. And so now we've got lots of information about all the meaning and the sounds and how we use it in a sentence. So that's great. Okay. So our word webs have finished. I'm just going to put that over there. So now our word webs have finished. Can I see any examples in the comments? No, not yet. Okay, so now we're going to play Can You Find? So we're going to play a game called Can You Find? And this is, so you've got to get up and about for this one. So you have to listen really carefully, and I'm going to give you an instruction for something to find. And if you need some help, you can always ask your adult. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds. So I'm going to put a timer on my phone. So you've got 30 seconds for each one, and I'm going to give 3 instructions. So let me get my timer up. and then I'll tell you when you can go. Okay, so here's my timer, and I'm going to give you 30 seconds. So your first thing that you need to find is something that you can read. So the category is something that you can read. Right, ready, steady, go. And I found some things, so I've got some things to show you as well. I did this earlier. So the category is something you can read. Time's up. What did you find with the under the category of things that you can read? If you want to post in the comments. Right, Nazri got a book. Well done. I also found a book when I was looking. So I've got a book. Did anybody find anything else? I found, when I was looking, I also have a newspaper. So I can read a newspaper. So we've got a book, a newspaper. Did anybody find anything else? Let me have a look. I'm going to come round. Newspaper, magazine, yeah. So lots of things. So newspaper, books, magazines. And that some people might have found letters or cards, things like that. So there's lots of things in our house under the category of things that we can read. Okay, oh, I think there might be some more. Oh, postcard, that's a good one. Oh, and an envelope, well done. So we've got lots of really good things. Okay, are we ready for the next one? So number 2, the category is, oh, hang on, I need to set my timer again. Right, the category is things that start with the sound p, p. So that's the letter P and the sound p. Okay, I'm going to set my timer. So the category is something that starts with the sound p. Time's up. What have we found? Ooh, what have we found? Let me have a look in the comments, see what we've got. Oh, Susie also put text messages, things you can read. So, oh, yeah, we've got purple. So finding something beginning with the sound or starting with the sound p, they found something that's purple. That's great. That's perfect. That's a really good find. Pin, pen, parts, they all start with the letter or the letter P and the sound P. So well done. Can I show you what I found? So I also found a pen, because that was an easy one to find. And then I also found a plug. So I found a plug. Oh, let's see somebody else is commenting. Plants, piano, picture. Wow, lots of things. I also found a peg. So lots of things starting with the letter P and the sound P. Well done, everyone. Right. The third and final one to find. Let's give it a go. So I'm going to reset the timer. And the category is things that you can eat. So things that you can eat is your category to go find in your home or wherever you might be watching this video. So things you can eat. Five more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Well done. So what did we get for things that you can eat under that category? Oh, pancakes. That starts with a P as well. Well done. So you've got something you can eat and that starts with a P. So that's amazing. You've got both categories covered there. Eating now. Nice. Oh, I wish I had some pancakes too. A banana you can eat. Well done. What I found is I got an apple. That's when I was doing my hunting to find things that I knew. And also a cereal bar. So those were the two things that I found. Right. A pear. Well done. Strawberries. Really good. So lots of things that we can eat. So, right, I think we're done with that game. So, the Can You Find game is finished. So well done. You found lots of things in each of those categories. Oh, people are still toast. Virtually sending pancakes for you. Thank you very much. Right, so the last thing that we have to do in the group is just say goodbye. So we've done our hello, we've done our word webs, we've done our game, and now we're just going to say goodbye. So just going to say goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. And there's going to be lots more school talk lives every Wednesday, so it'd be great if you could join. And we'll be trying to do lots of things for lots of different age groups. Please share with anybody that you think this might be useful. Yeah, so goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, all the children. I hope you enjoy and get going with your word webs. See how many you can make, maybe. Okay, so our goodbye has finished. So our group has finished. So I hope you all enjoyed it. And I really do think you should try and make some word webs. It's a really great strategy. So if you come across a word that they don't know very well, maybe when they're reading, you think, oh, actually, we could do a word web around that word. You can just create one like we did on the whiteboard or just with a piece of paper. Or you can, so sometimes we have some that we've already, like you can already make up. So if you just watch back this video maybe and take up the questions that we were using, you can put them into boxes just on like on Word and then have some ready to go that you can give your child and then they can work through and then you can kind of store them. So it's up to you, but yeah, you could definitely go back and look, and what I'll do is I'll post an example on the Facebook page so you've got some. And this works with like a whole range of ages. So even up into secondary, the amount of new words that you need to learn is huge. So it's a really good strategy for learning new words. So it might be a topic-based word, maybe a science topic word that you're trying to learn about. Or I know in English, you need to start learning lots of adjectives, lots of describing words. So you can also do a word web around describing words, but you might just need to change the boxes slightly, the question. So instead of what does it look like, where do you find it? Because that's better mainly for like noun words, so things. You could just have words that are similar to, words that are different, because that's a bit easier with adjectives. So if you're thinking about the word beautiful, you might say words that are similar and words that are opposite rather than where would you find it. Yeah, and then always practicing it in a sentence and thinking about the sounds. So you can do it either way. You can kind of have some ready to go, or you can just do it with your child on a piece of paper as you go along. But it's a really, really useful strategy. And the last game was just a bit of fun, just thinking about how vocabulary links and what categories things go under. So if you have any questions or queries, I'm going to have a look in the comments box now. Yeah, and I can stay on and answer. And like I said, we can post some on Facebook, just examples of word webs if you did want to try some. And like I said, all age groups, it's really useful for. Okay, and so I think that's, yeah, so if you've got any questions or queries, you can have a look on the Facebook page. And on the Facebook page, there's also the link to the our website. So it's got it written there. And I can also post in the comments a direct email if you've got any really specific questions that you want answered. So yeah, thank you for joining, and we'll be back on Wednesday at 11. So if you want to join us again, it would be great to see you. And I will just, maybe I'll put the email in the comments box once I've ended the video. I won't do that. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining. Yeah, cool. All right. Bye.